Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the reality of flying for free. You know what, honestly, at this point I should be welcoming myself back to the channel because it's been so long since I posted. It's just been that. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the reality of flying for free. Now here's the deal. Flying for free, I can't praise it enough. It is incredible. It is as good as it sounds when there are open seats on the plane. When there's not, that means that you're not getting on. Now, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, then you can look at my previous videos because I do talk about this in depth. But just to give you a quick rundown, when you work for an airline, it has its perks. However, the greatest perk by many people's standards is the free flights, the free travel, which we'll call standby travel. Standby is exactly what it sounds like. If there is a seat on the plane, you are standing by for that seat. This is, of course, assuming that your seniority can hold it. Let me explain. If I was hired January 1st, 2023, and I listed for whatever particular flight, then someone else lists for that flight, and they were hired December 15th, 2022, let's say there's just one seat open on that flight, untouched, unsold. That person that was hired in December 15th, 2022 would get that flight before I do because it goes by seniority. Now, this is standard for most major and regional airlines. So because of this, the ideal scenario when flying standby is you are not in a rush. So if you're not in a rush, you're okay with sitting at the airport all day and trying flight after flight after flight just because you can't make the first one, second one, third one, but hey, maybe you can make the fourth one if there are seats available. And you don't have plans made at your destination that require you to be there at a certain time. So really, to sum it up, you really just have to be able to roll with the punches. Now here's the deal. If you desperately need to be somewhere and you can't chance it, right? You're like, I've got to be there on Friday. I would suggest just buying a ticket, or you can jump seat, but that's specific to pilots and flight attendants, and I'll do another video on that later. And I'd love to give you an example or a scenario of this, but honestly, I think my actual life will do the trick just fine. Here's the reality of standby travel. So about 3 weeks ago, my family and I, 7 in total, decided we wanted to go to Tel Aviv. So we planned it out. We got all excited. We're like, yes, all right, we're going to Tel Aviv. We're doing this. It's gonna be great. We all met up in Atlanta, and we're like, all right, we're taking the flight out on Friday. Y'all ready? Let's do it. So we stayed the night in Atlanta, and we got to the gate, and we were sitting there hoping for a seat, right? We're all flying standby. So we're all waiting there and hoping, all right, let's see if we get a seat, because it was kind of hit or miss, right? There was a couple open seats here and there, and we're just gonna see what happens. Well, pretty quickly we started to realize, we're probably not gonna make this flight, or at least all 7 of us wouldn't make this flight, and we don't have a ton of time for vacation, so if not all of us can get on, then we're not going, right? We'll go somewhere else. As a matter of fact, I took this video right here in the airport as we were waiting for seats because we realized we're probably not going to make it. So all I'm saying here is, hey, we're going to try for London or Paris or Argentina, wherever there are seats open, that's what we're going to try for. So get ready for a great YouTube video. And now here I am recording it in my actual room instead of there at the airport because, quality. Right now, you may be wondering, well, wait a minute. If you plan for this for like 3 weeks, going to Israel, what about your car reservations? What about your Airbnb reservation? Or what about any tickets or events that you may have, paid for in advance? Valid questions. I didn't book anything. We didn't book anything. And that's because our chances of getting on the flight didn't look great to start with. And so we're like, well, we're just going to kind of wing it, right? This is just how free travel works because we don't know if we're going to make it or not. And I don't really book anything unless it has a flexible cancellation policy. So an Airbnb, if they give the up to 48 hours in advance, you can cancel. I'll probably book something like that. Or if car rental, sometimes they do the free cancellation all the way up till basically the time you have to pick it up. That's great. I'll do that kind of stuff. But if they don't offer that, then I typically won't book anything, or I'll just wait until I'm on the plane. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but that's just the name of the game. That's just standby travel. Now there have been times when I have booked pretty far in advance because the flight looks good. I feel like I'm gonna make it. I feel like whoever I'm traveling with is gonna make it, and it's all gonna work out. So you just you roll the dice, you take that gamble. But sometimes, like in this situation, it actually works out because we did not make the flight. About 3 of us were gonna make the flight. So if all of us can't go, then none of us are gonna go. So it actually worked out. We didn't book anything, which was perfect because then we decided, all right, let's go ahead and try for, Paris. Let's try for London. And again, it all sounds extravagant. We're just going to try for these flights. But just like with Tel Aviv, there's no guarantee you're going to make it. So you have to, there's 2 sides of every coin. So then we decided right there in the airport, all right, Argentina it is. Never been, let's just go. Sounds great. So we planned for that. And this is Friday night now. And we plan on Argentina. And then around midnight, 7 hours before our flight would have taken off, we all thought, hey, what if we just went to Costa Rica? And so we sat in the hotel lobby for a while at midnight, me and my family, and we debated. And we thought, all right, Costa Rica it is. This is another huge benefit to flying for free, or flying standby, is that you're able to change your flight and change your plans on a whim. So that's what we did. That's where we ended up, Costa Rica. But I don't know why I did the thing. That was not planned. We wanted to go to the Cocoa Beach side, which is the LIR airport, but the seats didn't look great. But the seats look great going to SJO, which is about 3 hours southeast of that airport. And so we thought, well, we'll just go ahead and fly into SJO and we'll rent a car and we'll just drive 3 hours to LIR, and then we'll spend the vacation on the Cocoa Beach side, fly out of LIR. So we ended up doing. So we also spent a day in La Fortuna, and that was amazing. So that was another like 2.5 hour drive from LIR, but it was all worth it. It was all fun. Again, we didn't have anything planned, and so we just kind of rolled with the punches. Whatever worked. Whatever we could do, we did, and it was fun. Matter of fact, here are some pictures and videos from my vacation right here. Take a look at that. But this video is not about my vacation, so I'm not gonna sit here and tell you everything I did. All I'm going to tell you is that even though we did not plan for Costa Rica, we spent 3 weeks planning for Tel Aviv, Israel. We went to Costa Rica and we were still able to rent a car, get an Airbnb, do all these activities. Matter of fact, let me show you the Airbnb real quick. For 7 people, we ended up going to this Airbnb right here. It was by a Superhost. There were 4 reviews. It was a brand new place. So here's a little life hack for you from a person who travels all the time. Superhosts are the guarantee. The reviews are not. So if a Superhost posts a new place and there's only like 4 reviews, like this place was, it's going to be cheaper because they want to get the reviews in. So we stayed in this really, really nice place for very, very cheap. So it was amazing. We had a blast, great vacation, and now comes time to leave, which is the point of this whole video about the basically the reality check when it comes to flying for free. So we're flying out of LIR. We were there for about 5 days, and that turned into 6. And here's why. Because on the 5th day, we tried for the flight out, and we did not make it. None of us got on at all. So we had to book a hotel near LIR, and we returned the cars already, and we're sitting there in the lobby, and we booked the hotel room, and we were sitting there, we're trying to figure out what we're gonna do next. Are we gonna try for the flight in the next day, or are we gonna go ahead and just bite the bullet and book tickets? Now, booking tickets is always the last resort, because as someone who works for an airline, you want to utilize those free benefits, but that's not always the way it works, because we could try for the next flight, right, the next day, and then we could try the next day, next day, and next day. But at some point, we got to get home, and we need to stop living in Costa Rica. So we're like, all right, we're just gonna go ahead and book the tickets. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna book the tickets, and that's what we did. We bought confirmed seats. Now, when it comes to flying for free, it's like, well, what's the point of having these benefits if you have to book tickets anyway? This does not happen very often, but when it does happen, a couple benefits and a couple positives to look at here. One, if the flight's full like this and you're having difficulty getting on the plane, it's because people are buying seats for your airline. So that's a good thing. That means business. That means job security. These are good things that you don't really think about in the moment, but you got to keep in your mind. Okay, this is good. And number 2, if you're flying for free all the time and you do have a rewards card of some sort with an airline, or at least a bank that you can transfer the points to the airline to book a seat, then that works too. Store up your points for a rainy day like this, and then just book the confirmed seat. We actually ended up doing this for most of my family. As a matter of fact, my girlfriend Tori, her plane ticket was $60 because of the points we had stored up and we were able to use for this rainy day. And let me just say on the side, as someone who does do standby travel basically all the time, it's incredible. It is incredible to have a confirmed ticket. You walk into the airport and you're not wondering, oh, if I don't make this flight, what do I do next? Or where do I go? How does this work? Instead, you walk in, you get there on time, you go through security, you get to your gate, and you relax because you know when they start boarding, I'm gonna board that plane and I don't have to wonder about anything else. No worries. I sit down and I'm leaving. That's an incredible feeling, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Understand, if there's an empty seat and you're the senior one, it's your seat. Great. It's amazing. It's an incredible experience, and again, it's an incredible privilege. So if you're looking at working for an airline, or if you work for an airline, or whatever the case, wherever I don't know the reason you're watching this video, I'm gonna tell you right now, it is an incredible benefit, but you need to be able to roll with the punches because things don't always work out. And that's okay, because to every single coin, there are 2 sides. And so here is your dose of reality for flying for free. And y'all, that is all for today. If you have any questions about standby travel or any questions about, I don't know, any certain airline topic, by all means, leave it in the comments below. Y'all, I'm trying to focus a little more on my YouTube channel right now, so I am not doing a podcast at the moment. Probably like put out an episode once a month or something, but right now I'm focusing on YouTube. So I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's my goal, is 1,000 subscribers. Share the video, share the channel. Y'all, shop my Amazon storefront. It's all in the link in the description below. I'll see you next video. Hopefully it's going to be either this week or next week. That's what I'm shooting for. God be with you.